Is that the chipmunks doing out?
Yes, that's right. I hear them. You never get enough chipmunks.
Investor Herman's kind of volume 3. So there's a volume of 1 and a 3.
But I just like 50%. Look at that. If I needed some Boy George, 50%. Christopher Cross. Oh, yeah. Hey everyone, I'm having the pleasure right now having a beer with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, and he came up here, and actually he texted me and said, hey, it was Richard and his last name, and he says, I'm coming up, you want to go record shopping? I go, okay, that's fine. I didn't know who it was, but it didn't matter to me. I said, someone wants to come up, wants to go look at records, I could care less. Let's go do this. So I go over to his house, I knock on the door, and out comes Richard from Calvin Wazoo. He's like, holy crap, man. I mean, it's a star-studded thing, so it's pretty cool. So we went out and we hit a couple record stores, and we're going to show you a little bit about what we did. And of course we went and we're having a beer. And as we film this right now, people are watching. They are watching this, Richard, by the way, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But that's okay, we can wave to them. So we're going to show you some of what we picked up. We had a great time. We hit a couple shots, as you could see beforehand, kind of the record stores that we hit. And now we're just sitting around shooting the bull, which is really what I like to do. So I'm going to take this from Richard, and he's going to show me what he has here.
Well, how you doing, folks? Here we are in Midland, and yes, we spent some money on some records, but I will say that I think I did a better job of restraining myself than Steve did. Anyway,
that's
so
true.
Just quickly show some things. So Mandrill has been on my list for a long time, and saw this one here. Got that. I'm going to just show them fast.
And I was going to grab that, by the way, until he says it's on his list. And sure as hell it was on his list. It says, I don't have it on a list. It's Richard's.
Then I got this new one by the Wallflowers. The first record they've released in like 10 years. So that's going to be interesting to see what that is. Let's see what else we got here. Peter, Paul, and Mary, a classic one. My sister had. And
nostalgia.
Yeah, a lot of writing on this one, the Zarkons. I guess this was a DJ copy, and they wrote all over it, but nonetheless, you can't beat $2.
What are the Zarkons?
This is hardcore punk. They started off as the Alley Cats, and then their name changed to the Zarkons when somebody else came and joined them.
Wow.
Saw them like in 1979 in Tucson in a bar.
Cool.
Then I thought this would be interesting. I mean, it's James Galway and the Four Seasons. I mean, come on, that's got to be interesting,
It's gotta
right?
be. It's the Four Seasons. I mean, that's just the best.
And then Mission of Burma. So, don't really know much about them, but Steve said this is some good punk, and
Yep.
I like some good punk. And then we got, this is high school. Todd Rundgren's Utopia.
Yeah.
Then a classic one that I just didn't have was Year of the Cat.
That's in my top 50 albums of all time. That one.
Going down the R&B lane here with a little Terrence Trent D'Arby. This would have been post high school, I think.
Yep. Incredible good album.
I remember hearing this band in a bar in the 1980s. So yeah, Flash in the Pan, appropriately named because they didn't do anything else. Then Steve recommended this one, Emmylou Harris. I do really love Emmylou Harris.
Help Mark later.
And then I thought I would get this oddball record of Journey Through the Past, Neil Young. Really interesting inside, you know. Showed that in a video later, but yeah, that's a pretty good haul. I think it did pretty well.
Yeah, it did really well. We had two record stores, and he's right. I blew it. All right, so I'm not going to show everything because they gave me a box. They gave me a box at the one store, but here's a real cool. These here are what I really wanted. Beethoven's Pastoral. I just had bought this in 45 RPM. It said this is the best recording of Beethoven's Pastoral ever, and there was the actual album itself. So now I don't have to get up every 15 minutes to change the record. I don't have to change it twice instead of 4 times. So bonus. Then Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. This has the message. This is where rap began. I've never seen the album, so super excited about that. This is not a first press, but it's a mid-70s Raw Power, Search and Destroy. That was my big purchase. Big purchase. I lost my album cover. I have the vinyl. Now I got a cover, plus more vinyl in great shape. Miles Davis with Live Evil. Coolest album jacket in the whole world.
That's psychedelic.
Punk Time, The Dickies. What the hell is it? The Incredible Shrinking Dickies. Just great album. Human League Dare, just because I wanted it. And then Richard was nice enough. So this is Jungle Fever, Chakachas. What? It's funk, but he says this is crazy good funk. And I'm just, hey, if it's funk, man, I'm all over it. I love this kind of stuff. So this is exciting. Thank you so much for that, Richard. That is very, very cool. And so, yeah, we're just having nachos, bothering people, you know, with our blabbing and enjoying beer. But it's been an exciting day. Really, I'm fortunate that Richard came up here that I could meet him. This is just absolute honor for me, Richard, to be able to spend this time. It's so cool. And next time to Midland, you got to tell me. Perfect. All right, you can say goodbye now.
See y'all, and remember, pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.
Now let's show some albums. Some old friends that I brought back. Some of these I picked up when I was with Richard. Calvin Wazoo, again, a channel. Please check out Calvin Wazoo. It was a great time with Richard. And just a reminder, this Saturday starts college football. Go Big Red. We're probably going to suck again, but I'm a diehard, so we got cheer for the team. So first, I brought back. I had this person almost all in CD because that's what was coming out, but Moby. And I brought 3 of the albums that I just adore from Moby. His very first one I'd like to get, it has Go, but this came out in, I believe, 95. Everything is Wrong. On here, he has God Moving Over the Face of Water, which is one of the most incredible, beautiful pieces of electronic symphonic music. It takes you to a different place. It's just so beautifully done. He had on here Feeling So Real. I'm feeling so real. That one did pretty good. Let's see, that was kind of the big one into here, but Everything Is Wrong was good. The whole album is very, very good. Well done album. But God Moving Over the Face of Waters is what sealed the deal with me, Moby. That was one I repeated over and over and over. And so I absolutely adore this album. Then in 96, he came out with this. And this is Animal Rights. Moby was a punker, hardcore punk. when he was growing up. That's what he liked. And then he began doing DJing and got into electronics. But his heart was in with his hardcore punk. He also was extremely religious. He's dropped that now. He's not that way. But then he was. This album is all kind of his hardcore stuff. He wanted to do an album of his heroes growing up, the hardcore punks. And this is where I learned about, that's when I reached for my revolver from Mission to Burma. I didn't know the song until he did it. And that was my repeat song constantly on this album. But it is filled with just different songs from different punk groups that he adored. It didn't do well. But by now, Moby had power, and he could pull this off and said, this is what I'm going to do. And he did. But I bought it. The big one came out in 1999. This is the Moby for everyone to have. And it is Moby Play. It's a 2-album set. This does contain Honey, Porcelain, guitar, flute, and string. Another incredibly beautiful one. Natural Blues. It is packed. Every TV commercial in the aughts had something from Moby. And it came off this album. Finding it here. This one here that I bought this year, where Moby reimagined everything. Okay, a lot of his songs. So much of it came off of this. This is the classic Moby and the one to have. I just, again, one of these albums that I played so much, like almost wearing that CD out. It was so good. And I just truly love Moby. After that, you know, I bought his stuff, but nothing connected like those 3. And this was one I brought back in. This is David Lynch. This is benefiting the David Lynch Foundation. The music of David Lynch is a 2-album set. It's from a concert that he had for the David Lynch Foundation. And it is beautifully done. It takes his music, and it you have a Laura Palmer's theme from Angelo Badalamenti. Love Me Tender by Donovan sings on here. In Dreams from the Twin Peaks. Tennis does it. It has Pinky's Dream, and Karen Owens sings Pinky's Dream. Gosh darn, that's a good one. Go by Moby, because on Go, Moby used music from Twin Peaks. So just, again, a wonderful album. I don't think anything special on the vinyl. No, this is a great sounding album. If you want something that just has beautiful sound, this thing has it. And I love the music of David Lynch. It's so weird, it's out there, and so we're happy to have that one back in. Picked this one up pretty cheap, pretty inexpensive. Jimmy Buffett's Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes. I did not like Jimmy Buffett in college. I did not like Jimmy Buffett in my 20s. I did not like Green Eggs and Ham. You know, I got into him probably in the aughts. And then again, my travels, as I went south into the Caribbean, you had the feel. I was like, God, I get Jimmy Buffett. I like it. And am I parrot head? No. But he had some really good songs, and I would get a couple of his albums. That's it, our greatest hits. This is one of his very, very best, because it does have Changes in Attitude, Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, and Margaritaville. And don't we all just want to get wasted away in Margaritaville? I think so. It was a reissue. Rage Against the Machine. Oh my God, in the 90s. Another CD over and over. There was so much power, so much force, so much rage going on. I mean, there's a famous picture of the monk setting himself on fire. Just says it all. I mean, this is not for the faint of heart. And this really got them up and going. And this is their 20th anniversary on here. And it is the public enemy of electronic type hard rock and music. It is so political, so in your face. So I'm going to hit you with a hammer on the head, damn it. Listen to me. Great, great album. Big Rage Against the Machine fan. Limited space. This is the one I need. I may get one more because I love them. We bought this. This is Jorge Ben, and this is Africa, Brazil. You can't see it. I didn't take it out, but this is his classic of music from Brazil. Jorge Ben is like a god, a musical god in Brazil, and he's made such beautiful music. There's one to have. If you have a choice of anything, it's this. Hackman, his channel, he sent me an original, which obviously got lost in the flood, but I wanted to bring this back. And so Jorge Ben, an extremely important artist for those of you that like the world music. Obviously, you would know him. If you don't know him, look this man up. I got this all fine on me. Please, Jorge Ben, Africa, Brazil. Great stuff. I just brought this back in. It was fairly cheap, and I can do that. And so, you need more. I mean, it's just, okay, it's just cheap thrills for me, and it's fun. But I am a big Jenny Lewis fan. I had all of her stuff in album form from her solo careers. This is the first one I was able. I did find another one, which I'll talk about in another episode. So this was on the line. I think this was her latest one. Just big Jenny Lewis from Kyle O'Reilly. Here was another one. I lost the OG, and I did not get the vinyl saved, but Social Distortion. This is one of their early ones here, and it's you know, I always try to get the names. Maybe it's just self-titled Social Distortion. On here you had Ball and Chain, So Far Away, Story of My Life. They do Ring of Fire. They do the Drug Train from the Cramps. This is pure rockabilly, hard rockin' punk type music. Again, it comes at you like a freight train coming down 100 miles an hour, and it's going to hit you hard. Mike Nass, he went on and did other things, his own solo career, but Social Distortion, this thing is incredibly great album. If you like that rockabilly punk type music, boy, you won't get wrong with that one. Just a couple more we'll show real quick. I brought back in Man at Work, Business as Usual. It was low, it was half price. I brought it in. Otherwise, I really didn't need it, but it was so damn cheap. Same with Jerry Rafferty's The Night Owl, toward half price. Had already low, so I brought it in. If I don't want it, I'll just get rid of it. Human League Dare, Don't You Want Me, Don't You Want Me. What's interesting, this is the very first, when you think of the synth bands, this album is the first one really to use total drum machine. And it really became the beginning of the synth band movement, Human League Dare. They had other stuff out there. This was the start of all the thousands of synth bands. Came out in 1981. And the final one I'll show, again, super darn cheap, but it has the over 10-minute version of Disco Inferno. There's just times in life you have to have over 10 minutes of Disco Inferno going on, because it's God, it's just such a catchy song. Burn, baby, burn. It's a Disco Inferno. I do like disco. So that's some of the old friends I brought back in. Thank you for watching. Richard, thank you for contacting me, and we had a wonderful time. Just so much fun. I love meeting VC members. If you're in Michigan, let me know if you want to ever hook up. I travel a lot, most of the state right now. So thanks, everyone. Bye.